Are you ready for a winning night of comedy? You are all really good liars. No, just kidding. No, I could tell. I love the laughter. And you can see, I bring my trophy with me wherever I go. It's not really the Stanley Cup, but in my eyes it is. So I've discovered that I can live my life the way I want to. So who has done something in their life that maybe didn't really fit with their true self? So those are the people who have lived, have worked or are working in the corporate world, right? Yeah. So I find that corporate life is not real life. Does anybody identify with me when I say that? Oh, yeah. It does, yeah, the show of hands and all that jazz. Yeah, someone's got her hand up so high she can touch the ceiling. She's only as tall as I am, and that's great. So what I found that when I worked in the corporate world and it didn't work for me, I tried to make it work. You know, the old square peg and a round hole? Well, I was like an octagonal peg with spikes and everything, trying to jam myself into that hole. It didn't work. It didn't work. But I still tried to find the funny wherever I worked. So even if it meant laughing at people's miscommunication or laughing at how my boss would call me on speakerphone from being, this far away. So, and I could hear my voice through the speakerphone. So I do think we've lost that face-to-face contact. So I would offer out an opportunity to have the face-to-face communication. She didn't want it. So I hear, in stereo, Julie. Can you come in my office? And I hear myself say, do you want me to close the door? No, that's fine. But she and I didn't get along that well, and that's okay. It's all right, and so that's why I do my own thing. But what I did find also in the corporate world, there's a unique way of communicating also. There's the cube life. You know, there's a certain way to communicate, and just with the email, and the messages can be miscommunicated, right? So if everyone knows not to talk in all caps, like, that was a great meeting! You're doing great work! You know, there's some managers I've had who didn't really have the finesse of the communication style. I've also worked with kids, love kids. You know, when they're quiet, right? Yeah, applause, yeah. Newly adopted parents, of course, they're going to applaud. Lovely parents. So, but what I had found is that if we're not careful, we will raise horrible managers. So I worked at a kids camp, and they're all whining, like, what are we going to have for a snack? When are we going swimming? So I thought, what if we really talked like that? Because really, we do act like kids sometimes, right? Like, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to work 12 hours when my manager doesn't do anything. You know, I don't want to go to work when I'm the one who's bringing in the money and she's doing shit, right? Resonate with anybody? But really, we're all kids, and so I just imagine what it would be like in a conference room, saying what you really want to say. Like, no, that's awful. You stink. That's awful. That's horrible. But actually, then those people are actually the ones who become the managers, right? Oopsies. Did I say that out loud? No former employers are here. Yep. We left amicably. That's fine. So everyone is happy with their lives? Wow. Roger, we need to have more comedy nights. Woo. But I did mention in one of the scenes that I didn't hear one of the suggestions. Like, vision is getting a little bit, I'm over a certain age, okay? So the other day I saw a friend of mine post something that she has to wear. She called it a contraption. So she had a picture of it right here because the doctor is monitoring her heart. And she said, she posted on Facebook, I have to wear this contraption for 2 weeks. I thought it said, I have to wear this contraception for 2 weeks. Like, really? Like, really? So then I texted her today, said, how's your contraception going? And I guess her memory isn't that good. She goes, huh? You know, I had bad vision and I couldn't see that. I don't think I'll ever get plastic surgery though, because I don't want to look like one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Has anyone ever watched that? I actually watched it 1 or 2 times, maybe 5. One woman actually said, "I'm really sad right now." That really upsets me. I mean, everyone else looks natural here. You guys look good. The lights are dim. No. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she said she's got a lazy eye, and she said that her doctor suggested that she get that fixed. And then she said, "Well, but I'm worried that he's going to do too good of a job." So she said, "Well, what if, then I walk around looking like this." I said, "Yeah, you know what, but you'd walk into a room looking really excited to be there." And then we agreed going to a funeral probably wouldn't be a good idea. So sorry for your loss. Oh, some things I do wonder about if I should have fixed, but when you're little, you really can't control being thrown in the dryer. That's happened to all of you, right? Being thrown in the dryer by older siblings, it's a common occurrence. Oh, there's no laughter. There's a little, "Oh, is she okay?" See, no, that's okay. I'm fine. Therapy is good. Billing my family, billing my sisters, they're fine. I take credit cards as well. So what I had found is that my motto growing up was, "Oh, okay." But now it's, "No, I don't think so." One too many concussions for your enjoyment was enough. But I remember my sisters, I'm the youngest of 6. I have an older brother, and then the rest of them, built-in moms, and I was their play toy. And they said, "Well, Julie, let's put you in the dryer and see what happens." And I said, "Okay." I mean, it seemed like a good idea, but I had my limits. I've got my boundaries, but leave the door open. So all they had to do was hold that button, the thump, the thump, the thump. And now I've taken it to the other extreme. I don't really extend much effort to keep the elevator door open. Oh, so sorry. Going with that thing was, "No, I don't think so." It used to be, "Oh, okay, I'll get that for you. Oh, I'll take care of that for you. And, oh, I'll be your dryer play toy, the thump, but I don't think so." I was at a party the other day, and there was a guy who was holding his toddler, and he wanted to bend down and get something, but my hands were full. I had my glass of wine. It's like, sorry about that. I consider myself a patient person, but sometimes I'm not. I wonder if they should really take pictures of you as you go through the intersections or the expressions that you make to people. Or maybe I should just put a camera at the rear end of my car, because I was driving to Rockford yesterday. Has anyone driven west on 90? You have to go 45. If you go 46, it says you're going 46. If you're going 48, slow down. So I do have this be good and follow the rules, because it says slow down, and I slowed down. So there's this girl behind me on my tail. I'm going 45. No, not air quotes, because it's real, 45. And she's on my tail. And I thought, "Oh my gosh, what is she doing? What did I do?" Is it the whole Catholic guilt coming in? What did I do wrong? No. I pick up my own cigarette, and I don't even smoke. You can go 44. You're going to go on my pace, and I'm going to start smoking. Yeah. Yep. One thing that also I do is I try to find the funny, and that's why I call that my motto, my business as well, because life is too short to take too much too seriously. I can get serious just like the rest of them, but when I do find the funny in tough situations and seemingly stressful situations, it makes me feel better, it makes the people around me better. So I have to make a joke when I'm waiting in line to get my mammogram. First, when I walk in to the hospital, go up to the escalator, and it seems like the breast center knows that I'm there. There's these huge doors. I walk up and it says, "The breast center." The doors open wide, and with pride I say, my name is Julie Ostrow, and I'm here to get my boobs smashed. Oh, yes, you're on time. Thank you so much. Proceed that way to put your robe on. So then, okay, doesn't stop there. Like, okay, I'm already having fun with this. I want to share the fun. So while I'm waiting in the waiting room with about 8 or 9 other women, I guess I don't have to say that. I could say people, they're women. But anyway, 8 or 9 other women, we're wearing those hospital gowns, we're minding our own business, and I can't help but say, oh my gosh, we're all wearing the same outfit. Everyone pretty much minds their own business after that, except one woman looks over her magazine and says, I know. And we all have really horrible taste. So what I also like to do when I'm getting the mammogram, I end up making it more pleasant and more comfortable for the radiologist. The mammographer, is that what, or stenographer, does she write on mine? Types on it? Yeah, that would be, combine mammography with stenography. But I find myself trying to make them feel comfortable. And, okay, I can handle the pain, I can handle it. This is my better side, And I try to make sure I smile, That's what I try to do. But I also like, there's that connection. When I just mentioned mammogram, every woman in this room, because they're over the age of 21, understand what that's like. No, it's not fun. But I'm glad that the men in the room probably support us and know that it's not, yeah, nice, thank you, George. And by the way, they're not this far apart. But take an anatomy class, go back to 8th grade. Wait, unless that's 85-year-olds. Are you a soothsayer? Are you saying that's the prediction? Anyway, but I do realize that the connection, when we do say mammogram, there's that connection. Oh, mine's next month. Oh, how'd it go? Oh, I know, that's so painful. Do you want to go get lunch? But I also know that when we women meet, we make fast friends, right? I mean, I can go shopping for clothes, and then within 5 minutes, I know my sales clerk has a lover in St. Croix. She used to be a brunette. And then by the time I leave, she and I are on the same cycle. Yeah, seriously. And then you figure out, wait, who's the alpha here? Who's the alpha female? Some people, I don't know why they're close talkers. I don't know. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. So I was with a couple people the other day, and we were in the kitchen, and I realized I have nowhere to go. Like, I'm against the wall, and she was a close talker like this. And like, she was like, had her hands right into my face. I'm like, I don't know what she was saying. She's a very nice person, but her hands were right here, right in my face. Like, we could do this. And I thought, what, if she had a piece of paper in her hand, she'd be making some really lovely origami. Anyway, I had a friend who was a very quiet talker, and I barely hear what you were saying. So it was always like this, I can't hear what you're saying. There was one day then, a group of us had gone to the symphony out in the park, and I was talking quietly because it's a symphony. And then she said, I can't hear a word you're saying. Then another friend of hers said, now you know how the rest of us feel. So I believe in speaking your mind. I believe in living your life with laughter, gusto, and enthusiasm. And even if it means walking down the street, knowing that you have that toilet paper stuck to the bottom of your shoe, do it with gusto and enthusiasm. Thank you very much for listening tonight. Thank you.